I found a problem on this bike that I am not even sure how to address this in a logical sense as far as trying to fix the root of the issue. Now, this problem could cause other issues, and let me just show you what I found so it makes a little bit more sense. So to give you a rough idea what I'm talking about, in one of my previous videos I painted the slip-on mufflers, and I had mentioned that I might take off the heat shields and do the same. Well, I ended up doing that, and in the process of doing that I took off the right side rider footboard to get that piece of heat shield out a little easier, and this problem was staring me right in the face. So let me get down here under the bike and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, hope you can see this under here. You can see that wire right there with the frayed jacket. That it's like a fiberglass heat. I don't know if that's like a heat protecting jacket on that or what. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that wire is for, but this wire was mashed between this floorboard mount and this part of the bike. So when I took that bolt out, and I took this bolt out and I pulled that off, this was actually stuck in between the metal, and it was actually stuck to the metal of the frame. Had to peel it off. And that's why that jacket got all tore up, was just from peeling it off of that metal. So it was a problem that was caused in the factory. Somebody in Q&A missed that somehow. So, you know, if that wire, I don't know what that wire goes to, but I looked at it pretty good, and I don't see any nicks or cuts in that jacket that's actually on the wire itself. Just this fiberglass stuff on the outside. So I'm thinking that it's probably fine. I should have probably taken it to the dealership, but I didn't because I wasn't experiencing any problems. I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite me in the backside later. But what I said about an issue that I don't even know how you would address, but because what I meant was because that was stuck behind or between this connection, how on earth would you ever have known that if I hadn't taken that footboard off? If there was an issue with the electrical and there was just some crazy message, or had that wire been shorted and it was causing some crazy message that we couldn't figure out, how would we ever have known that that was the problem? I mean, there could be other sections of this bike that has wires that are smashed between pieces of metal that shouldn't have been, that were just done. You know, stuff happens in the factory. I get it. I'm not saying that, you know, it 100% is going to get caught. But what I am saying is, if there were other wires like that somewhere on the bike that happened to get caught between two pieces of metal somehow and got shorted and caused a check engine light, or who knows what kind of error it could cause, depending on what system it's attached to. And I have seen several videos on YouTube of people that own these bikes that have had phantom electrical issues. You know, stuff popping up nobody can figure out. Let's just replace the wiring harness. You know, it's kind of like a blanket fix. Obviously, that's probably the only way to go about it. But I think if that is the problem, that little wire there on the bottom, you might get away with, you know, maybe at the time they replace a wiring harness, that wire is not causing a short. You clear the codes and all of a sudden, bam, it comes back. Who knows? I'm just saying there could be stuff out there that like that we have no way of really triaging, because what do you do? Tear the entire bike down to see if all the wires are like ran the way they're supposed to be and not mashed between parts? Anyway, I just want to point that out to you guys because I thought it was really strange. And like I said, I probably should have taken it to the dealership and had them replace that wire, whatever it's to. So I'm hoping that it doesn't come back to bite me later and it doesn't have issues in the future, because I probably should have done it right away, taken it to the dealership and let them do a warranty fix on it. But like I said, I wasn't having any problems, and I really want to stay out of the dealership service department as much as possible. So I'm just hoping and crossing my fingers. I usually have that tucked up way in the back there where it's away from the exhaust, and there's no way for it to get burnt. So I just pulled it out so you can see what it was. Anyway, just wanted to show that to you real quick. I will have a video coming out real soon about the exhaust painting and let you know how that went and kind of give you an update on that project. Thanks again for watching. Thank you all for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Ride safe, y'all.